This just clears it up, finishes it out, looks super nice. Hey guys, today we are going to dive into the P&S Paint Recovery Series with the chemist behind it. And with me, I have Dave Phillips from P&S.
Hi, Sydney.
Hi, thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure.
So we are going to talk about the Paint Recovery Series today. So we've had Rehab Correction Cream, right? And now we have two products that are rounding out what we are calling the Paint Recovery Series.
Right.
Intervention is going to get more of the defects out, but it's not going to finish on its own. Rehab, which is a correction cream, it's meant to be a one step. It is going to have the cut and the finish. And so we're going to get out a significant amount of defects, but maybe not as many as when we do the straight, real two-step.
When you've got a deep scratch, right? Yeah. These two products will take out your ordinary surface scratches fairly easily.
Yeah.
If you've got a little deeper scratch, you need to round that out and kind of make it go away. Then intervention's where you're going to want to go.
Right. And then when we finish off intervention with therapy, it just removes all that hazing from our pad and the abrasives. So let's talk about intervention. So intervention is the high performance compound.
Right.
So how is this going to differ from Rehab Correction Cream?
So there are situations where you need more cut. Yeah. Rehab's very versatile. Mm-hmm. It does compound or cleaning and polishing at the same time. Yeah. But there are those moments where you just have some extra scratches that you really want to remove.
This has kind of opened us up to a smaller niche, but a needed one, right? Where we do have those deeper defects, heavier defects, or the customer that truly wants a traditional two-step, wants as many scratches and imperfections out as possible. So this is going to be where intervention comes in. And then we have therapy, which is a final polish.
So therapy is, the finished product in a two-step system.
Yeah.
Where you can take out whatever, haze is left from a fairly aggressive compound very quickly with therapy and end up with your finished panel.
The three products, I think one of the best parts about this system is they all work together. Let's dive in a little bit deeper. So we've had Rehab. One of its shining abilities is its ability to do a one step, but it cuts, polishes, and finishes out, wipes off easy on its own.
And the idea of Rehab is that you can basically change the product performance by changing your pad very drastically. Yes. So if you want more cut, you would take, even a wool pad. Mm-hmm. And then if you want finished polished, you take a soft foam pad. Right. Completely changes the performance characteristics of the product. The medium that holds the abrasive in the product is the same for all three products. Okay. Now it varies the amount of abrasive and the type of abrasive, the oil absorption, all sorts of things change, and that will change the way the product works a little bit. The similarity between these three products is these are all primary abrasives, okay? These are not diminishing abrasives. Okay. These are not clumps that break down as you use the product. You start off with the shape and the size of the particle, and basically you work that all the way through the process of polishing. Now it does change slightly as the solvents and water evaporate, as you pick up some of the impurities off the paint. The product will change slightly during the working time, but the abrasive itself stays the same. So those abrasives give you longer working time, lower heat generation, easier application and low dusting.
It does stay stable, and if you need to do 3 passes or you need to do 6 or 9, you're really you're okay doing that.
You can kind of keep going.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Whereas the similarity is the material that holds it in suspension. The difference is going to be the abrasives.
Yeah. So Dave, earlier, before we started, we got to play on a very scratched up black hood. So why don't we head over there and let's walk through what we did.
Yes, absolutely.
We had a pretty scratched up hood here. As we can see, there was lots of, grooves, maybe washing scratches, things like that. So let's talk about what we did to kind of correct all that.
We started off with intervention and the Eurofiber pad, and we actually did this whole section right here. And then we split it. We did the whole thing with the Eurofiber, removed the scratches, and you can see on this side, this is left a little blue. Right?
Maybe some marring from the pad.
Then what we did, we followed it up with a polished foam pad and therapy on this side. Quickly, each side was maybe about 6 passes, right? We did 6 passes for the whole thing, and then we did about 6 passes here for therapy, and completely removed the haze.
Which is so nice, and I think that's where therapy just helps it pop, brings it all together. This just clears it up, finishes it out, looks super nice. Here we have the control. This is showing us, reminding us what we started with. And then down here, just for fun, we wanted to compare a traditional two-step correction to a one-step, which is just Rehab. So on this section, we used the blueberry pad with just Rehab, cut, polished, finished, wiped, right? So what we see under the lights, it's a little bit difficult to really break down on camera, but what we see with the light is that Rehab does a fantastic job, first of all, right?
Yep.
But there is like that last 10% of, you know, correction if you're really getting down and wanting to really judge it.
Between the three spots, this side has a little darker finish than the Rehab, which actually, if you didn't do side by side, you probably wouldn't notice.
Right. So where this really comes into play is every paint system, paint condition, all of that is going to vary. So that's where you're going to find that maybe on harder paint, like Mercedes, Porsche paint, maybe the two-step is going to be the better way to go because you need that extra bite at the beginning to get those scratches out. And so while the results on this are pretty clear, but they're almost even, there's going to be some paint systems and some jobs that are going to require the extra steps. So
yeah, one of the things I'll say is, I mean, typically in our classes when we used to always start off with a test. Rehab shortened that testing procedure quite a bit for us, but still there's occasions where you turn around and go, no, where this car, in this situation with this many car wash scratches on it, it needed more.
So to sum up everything that we just talked about, if you are working on your own vehicle or a detailer and you're looking for that traditional two-step paint correction system, you are going to choose intervention and therapy. And if you want that one step, if you're doing coatings and you just want to cut, polish, and finish all with one product, Rehab is going to be your go-to. Dave, thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about the P&S Paint Recovery Series. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.